Hello there, Frank. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks.
Welcome to Boxing Evolution TV. So, tell me, how have both fighters been training for this fight?
Well, I think they've been training well. I mean, I don't really watch their training. David, I speak to the trainer and I find out what they're doing well. I'm hoping to go to training camp and spend a week with them in Portugal to watch the training and get a bit of sun. So it's an interesting fight because, you know, Matt Skelton brings something to the table that no one else has done. You know, he's a real warrior and he'll stay on top of David Price, and I believe he'll hit David Price in places David doesn't exist on his body. You know, he'll stick to him like a rash, a bad rash. He'll be all over him. Yeah.
He was lined up as a possible replacement in case Audie Harrison dropped out. Is that right?
Yes, he was on the same card, so he's very fit. You know, he's been on the last two of David's cards, or three, I'm not sure, but I definitely know two of them. And you know, he's been biting at the teeth to get this fight. So it's a fight he wants. You know, he's a former British champion, he's a former European champion, he's fought for the world title, and you know, age is not a thing. People talk about age. You know, I mean, I look good for 27 and I'm still going strong, and I've been around for years. Alec Ferguson, look at him. He's still managing one of the most successful teams in boxing, Mayweather. So you can't really judge age in boxing. George Foreman, another one who defied the odds. You know, so you can't put age against a man. The man looks after himself and he's 100% fit and he believes in himself. Age is no barrier these days.
Do you believe in him?
Well, I believe in David Price because I'm David Price's promoter. You know, I know that Matt Skelton will come. I know Matt Skelton will give a real good account of himself, and I know Matt Skelton will go in that ring trying to win that fight. He will give the best account that anyone has given against David Price, and you know, as I said, he will take David Price into places David hasn't been. You know, he'll have his head on David's. In David's chest there, he'll have his arms all over him, he'll hit him everywhere. You know, David will need a nice hot bath after that fight to get the soreness out of his body.
What's your prediction for the fight, Frank?
A win for David Price. I'm hoping it'll be quick, but I think it'll be at least 5 or 6 rounds.
He's a very solid guy, Matt, isn't he? So I can see this going the distance as well. I mean, there's been a lot of hype surrounding the fight. How do you think that's put pressure on each fighter?
Well, I don't think Matt's under any pressure, which he said at the press conference today. You know, he's just going to turn up, he's going to try and win, and he's going to want to win because you know he's got. We've got a couple of options on him if he does win, and he's got good money in them options. So, you know, and boxing's all about money, and Matt likes to earn money, so he's going to really give it, as I say, go out there to try and win. David is under the pressure. David is the one that everyone expects to go out there and blast him away. Everyone's saying, oh, it's a mismatch, David Price, it shouldn't be allowed. So David Price is under a lot of pressure, and he has to learn to handle that pressure and maybe tunnel that pressure in a different way into positive energy, so he can use it.
He's undefeated as well, so there's another added extra pressure.
Yeah, I mean, and people expect him to knock people out. You know, his last 3 or 4 fights have all been great knockouts. You know, he's developed a reputation as a big puncher. I don't think you should compare him with anyone else because David Price is David Price and he's unique. He's Liverpool's first heavyweight, British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion. Everyone, including myself, expects him to go on and win a world title, so he's under a lot of pressure. And he's got me in the dressing room shouting and screaming at him as well, so that's even more pressure.
I think he's going to have a lot of people behind him. He seems to be building a fan base quite quickly.
Yes, he's doing very well. He's we love heavyweights, don't we? Everyone loves heavyweights. You know, we took Lennox Lewis, and the British public were behind him. Frank Bruno, the late Gary Mason. Before, you know, there was Billy Walker, Henry Cooper, Brian London. You can keep that. Everyone loves heavyweights. Yeah. John Conte fought a couple of fights at heavyweights, you know, but never won. So people just love heavyweights. You know, they still talk about like the likes of Larry Holmes, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Rocky Marciano. You never forget a heavyweight.
You don't. What do you think's been lacking in the heavyweight division lately?
a Brit or an American decent fighter. We've now found one in David Price, so I think you'll see the heavyweight division change, because there is boxing and there's the heavyweight boxing, and that's the two different things, you know. And I've been at the top in ordinary boxing, I've been at the top in heavyweight, and guess what? Being at the top in heavyweight is very good and very nice.
Fantastic. I'm excited to see what David's got to offer anyway.
Thank you.
And I wish him all the best. Thank you.
And it's great to see a new internet TV station getting involved in boxing, because the more the better it is for the sport.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Well, I'm all for boxing, so no doubt I'll see you again soon.
I hope to see you at Liverpool.
Yes, I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Take care.